Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back on this channel after I don't know how many months, but I think the last time I recorded, I'm not even sure if I uploaded it or not. I was talking about my move back to East Texas, and that was, I think in May, probably when I recorded the video. If I uploaded it, I don't know. So, fast forward, it's now August 31st. It's the last day of August. I moved in May, so I've been here just a few months. I started my job in June, and it was a rocky start at the job. Coming from an affluent school in Dallas to a lower socioeconomic school in East Texas was quite a culture shock. And it's been years since I lived in East Texas. I come to visit my family and church and everything like that, but it's been years since I lived here. But yeah, I'm back in East Texas after over 20 years of being gone. Things have definitely changed. It's not as bad of a transition as I thought it was going to be, because this area is up and coming. I mean, it's growing rapidly. And there are, areas of the city that, I like better, and that are kind of reminiscent of where I was in Dallas. So, yeah, I just moved on this past Monday. Today is Sunday, again, August 31st. So I just moved in my apartment on Monday. So I've been here almost a week. As you can see, I don't have anything really in here. I've got my clothes, some clothes over there. I am sleeping on an air mattress. I got my little trusty thing that has all of my toiletries and stuff in it, because it was in my car. I've got y'all, I got to get the TV. So I got my TV, my furniture. Hopefully I should get it delivered this coming up Saturday. My boss's husband and her son are gonna move my stuff. It's in my brother's storage room currently. So she told me don't pay for movers or don't pay for U-Haul or anything, that they would be happy. She volunteered them that they would be happy to move my stuff. So, yeah, that's where I am now. It's definitely, again, been a transition. Um, Leaving my children, leaving my bestie to come here. But um, when the Lord has a plan for you, when He nudges you and tells you that, you need to move, then you have to act accordingly. And again, it hasn't been the best transition. I've wanted to go back several times. I've been rethinking, like, Lord, did I really hear you correctly, for several times, because so much has happened in like 2 months that is mind blowing. And that'll be another story time for another day. But yeah, I'm here. So I was supposed to have been doing a moving blog series. I'm not good at this vlogging and social media things. Probably why I don't have no subscribers, but that's okay. This is just documentation for myself. I was going back and looking at some of my other videos, and it's good to have a reminder of what you've gone through, testimonies that you have. I can go back and look at those videos, and I can look at, the times that I was going through some things, time that I was coming out of stuff. And it just reminds me of the goodness of God. And so I'm sitting here on this Sunday morning, just, in my apartment, like, just thanking God for where I am. When I was in North Texas, like, I had a good, really, really good job that I loved so much. I had people around me that I cared about. I had a great salary. I had a really cute little apartment. It was not a luxury apartment. It was a regular girl apartment, but it was my little space, after moving out of my house and whatnot. Things were good. My kids, my sons had just moved into their place. and they were on their own and they started their lives. And so things were just like in a really good place. And then here come the Lord tapping on my shoulder saying, okay, your assignment here is finished. Your assignment is finished, and I have another assignment for you. And so, y'all, like, I literally questioned the Lord for a minute about that, because I said I would never move back here to this area of Texas. I said I'd never move back, and he had other plans. And you know, his plans are still working out. They're still developing. Not as I thought they would go, but you know, we have to trust. I have to trust God. Like, when he tells you something, when he puts something in your spirit, when he gives you, you know, visions, when you go into prayer and when you go into fasting, and he reveals a plan to you, like, you have to act on it. And so, like, I'm literally walking by faith right now. The money I was making versus the money I'm making now, like a huge salary cut. So it's like my money cut, but my bill's still the same. How we gonna work that out, Lord? I don't know, but God has been providing. He provided. I'm in the apartment. You know, I done bust through all my savings for the last 3 months that I've been here. So, you know, we just in a space of trusting God right now. We are in a space of trusting God. And I know that he's going to come through, because he has never failed me. And any time that I thought he failed me, it was because he was moving me into something else, another situation, another another blessing, or he was preventing me from being in a situation that was not the best for me. So, y'all, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna make it to church today, simply because I was down there yesterday, and that hour, 45-minute hour drive, y'all, it just be getting me. So I'm gonna watch church online today, which is, you know, it's cool, you know. So I'm gonna watch church online. Probably about 12:30 was when they should go live. So until then, like, I'm gonna straighten up in this place. I don't really have a lot to do, because again, I don't have my furniture. I do have a small storage over here around the corner, so I'm probably gonna go over there in a little while and unload that storage, because I need to end that account, because honey, that's an extra $56 that I need in my pockets. Okay. So I'm gonna go over there and empty out that storage. I may bring y'all along just to see what we got working. And yeah, so that's really just a life update for me, to document where I am, and just to give praise to God that I am where I am. That, you know, the faith move was a faith move. Like, you know, I moved, I got a job, praise the Lord. And it's funny, like, this place that I'm in, this apartment complex, was the very first one that I had taken off while I was still up there. Taken off, come down here. I was like, okay, I saw it online. I'm gonna go tour. I'm gonna do what I need, you know. Came down here. They didn't have an apartment available for touring. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I was like, okay, then I'll just, you know, start looking. I took that day. I went and looked at another apartment. I did several apartment tours. And the two that I had wanted didn't happen. They did not approve me for it, for whatever reason. One, I don't think I could upload the paperwork that I needed. It kept crashing or something. So they just closed that out. The other one, they said that I was like shy of $100 because I used the new salary and not the old salary. Now, mind you, had I used the old salary, I would have gotten in just like that. But anyway, so, you know, push comes to shove, things happen. Like, I'm like, I have to be in an apartment. Like, Lord, I gotta be in an apartment by the end of August, is what I said. And this was probably 3 weeks ago. I was like, I have to be in my apartment, like, by the end of August. Like, I need to do that, or otherwise this is not for me. I'm going back to Dallas, because this ain't for me. If I don't get this apartment. So, you know, the lady in the office came back over here. My guy and friend and I had come over here a couple weeks ago, and we were just riding through looking for, actually looking for duplexes, because that's kind of what I wanted. to rent a duplex. Didn't see anything, went to some other apartments, drove by here, and he was like, you ought to stop in there and go in. And I was like, telling him, I was like, actually, like, that's the first place that I've been. So I've been over here before. I just never finished the paperwork. And he was like, oh, okay. And so anyway, we left. I came back, talked to the lady in the office, did the paperwork. She was like, I have this up, because the apartment I looked at was a smaller unit. It was like 500 or 620 square feet. And I was like, you know, my last apartment was like 730 or 40 or something like that. I don't know. But it was a nice space. It was enough room for me and Luca, my dog. And we'll have to talk about Luca later. So anyway, I came down, filled out the, talked to her. She was like, do it today because it's at this price and it's not going to be at this price for a while. Y'all know them prices be flip-flopping. And so, I was grateful to lock in a good price for my first year. So went ahead, got all that done. Then I ran into trying to get my paycheck stubs because my, the daycare, I'm gonna say daycare because it ain't no preschool. The daycare that I, am assistant director at, she does her own payroll system. She got locked out. We couldn't get the paycheck stubs. It was a whole bunch of chaos. It was a whole bunch of mess. Anyway, ended up getting it. Got it done. I didn't hear from them. The clock is ticking. I'm like, what's up? My parents I was staying with them for a week. Then they had gone on a cruise. So I was staying at a hotel. And I was like, okay, like I got to be out of this hotel by Friday or Saturday. I need to be moving in my place because the move-in date was August 25th. I still hadn't heard anything. So I'm like emailing, and she finally was like, okay, your application's been approved. I'm just waiting on my the manager to come sign off. So all that happened the week, like a few days before it was time for me to move. But anyway, all that to say, the Lord came through at the clutch time, at the last minute, like he always does. God's timing is not our timing. His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. And so he came through like right at the midnight hour. Okay, he delivered right at the midnight hour, got everything done. And so I'm so grateful for that. I had the money to pay my prorated rent. I got my electric done, like all this stuff that I was worried about. So he came through clutch. So anyway, I'm here in my apartment, and I'm just grateful. And to rebuild, building a new life in this new space, when I really, like myself, really want to go back up that way. But he's like, no, I placed you here. I brought you here for a reason, to be revealed at another time. But right now, this is the space that I'm in. And so I'm just thanking God. I'm blessing God for allowing me to be here. And I'm just going to embrace it as best as I can. I'm going to create new memories. I'm going to build new relationships, new friendships. And I'm just going to explore this next season of my life and just, walk in purpose, whatever that is, whatever God's plan is going to be. He's going to reveal it at some point. So yeah. So I'm going to upload this video. I ain't doing no editing. I ain't doing any of that. I'm just releasing this because it's in my spirit to release. Whoever gets it, gets it. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. But anyway, have a great, wonderful rest of your day. To God be the glory for all the things that he's done. Peace.